Hey guys, how you doing? Come on in. Oh, my hair, I gotta get it out of the back of my apron. How are y'all doing? I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, and I think I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be. I'm going to try something really way outside my comfort zone tonight. I am going to try and paint a snowman in a snow globe. We will see. I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Design, so come on in. Let's see what we're going to do. Emily, what is her last name? I'll have to write it up at the top when I'm done. There is an artist on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Her first name is Emily, and she does a lot of painting tutorials, and I love watching her. And I've got all these paintings that, you know, look like they're easy to do, and I say I'm going to try them, and I haven't tried them. So today I'm going to try one of them that I saw. Let me grab my paint palette because I'm going to need it. Because I don't know if I'm going to be mixing paint or what, but anyway, so I decided that I told y'all that I got a whole bunch of like different paints. So these are just some of the paints that I got, along with all the other paints that I already have. And these are called Gaffrey art material, and it's a professional grade. Now, what I have learned, what is the difference between professional grade and non-professional grade, has to do with the amount of pigment that is in the paint. And the best way, when I first started learning, I didn't understand pigment. So for those of you who don't understand it, let me explain to you. It's basically how concentrated the color part is. So the pigment is what brings the color to the whatever substance, whether it's oil or some kind of water base or acrylic or whatever. So the more pigment you have, the less you have to keep going over it. Okay, it's kind of like if you take a crayon and you swipe it one time, and you can still see through it. That would be like a non-professional paint. But if you took a crayon and you swiped it one time and it completely covered everything underneath it, that would be more like an example of a professional paint. Anyway, so I'm in a couple of different groups, painting groups, and learning, and I'm trying to do all the things and learn a lot of other things too at the same time. And so I never really get around to doing the, really practicing painting the way I want to. So tonight, y'all are going to be on a journey with me for me practicing what I think I want to do. All right, so I wished I could remember her last name. I put it over in my head several times, and then I'm just lost it. But her first name is Emily, and like I said, at the end of this live, I will put that she was my inspiration for this. She uses a mop brush a lot, and what she uses for a mop brush is Dollar Tree like makeup brushes. And I happened to buy some mop brushes a couple of years ago, so I'm going to actually use a mop brush. And what a mop brush does, see how it's real fluffy? Kind of looks like a blush, like like when we put our blush on. Of like a blush brush, but what it does is it holds a lot of paint. And so I don't know if I'm going to use this. I'm going to put this off to the side for now. I'm going to grab it if I need it. I'm thinking that I'm going to use this particular palette here. And all right, so I got to get this set up, y'all. I'm not quite sure how I want to do this. I feel like that's going to fall. All right, let me try that. Hey, Lisa, how are you? I am going to be playing and totally out of my my comfort zone tonight, so come on and join me. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do our background. It looks like I need to bring y'all down some. And let me show you what I'm using. Oh, we got that. I need to turn this. Oh, I just hope this doesn't fall on me because I don't want to have to pick that up. All right, so there we go with that. All right, so I have, and I'm going to, because I'm practicing, remember this is my practice pad. Let's see, I think it goes this way. And so I have lots of things in here when I want to try something, but I don't really want to mess up a whole canvas or a new surface or anything like that. Let's see if I can push this back a little bit more. Sorry. See if I can get me and this in the screen at the same time. And I may have to move this over. Let's see. And it's crooked, so I'm sorry. All right, so here we go. So this is an 11 by 14. Let me show y'all. 11 by 14 mixed media pad. And I'm just going to show you some of the... Okay, so I did a pumpkin. I was playing with some pumpkins. And you can see I tried to draw a pumpkin here. And let me show you what that practice ended up being. That turned into this, okay? Just so that y'all can see that it is worth your while to get like a mixed media pad and just practice offline. So all right, let me put this over here. I got all these paints, y'all. Okay, so this was where I was trying to practice how in the world do you draw a pumpkin. And that went to this. All right, so let's see some other things that I have in here. All right, this I was just playing with color. All I was doing was, and I still play with color. I like to play with color. This was a piece that I did. I think the base was a stencil. And then I took a Ziploc bag and I put some water in it and I sealed the bag, and then I took the corner of the bag and I dipped it in paint. And I lifted it up and then I put it on the paper, and it turned out looking like roses. And I didn't know how it was going to turn out, so I did it in this pad. All right, then here I wanted to do like some different textures and everything. And it's not anything fancy or anything. It was just playing with textures. And then more color. And then I was playing with clouds. I've got a template that you can make clouds with. So I thought, well, let me practice. So it's just nice to have this so that, all right, and then of course these are my raindrops. I have not perfected the raindrops, y'all. Here, this one is better. Oops, there goes my paint. This one is a little bit better. So you can see the progression. I went from, these were my first raindrops, and then I've got some down here. And then they got a little bit better. And let me see if there's anything else. There's not really a whole lot in here. Let's see what else I got. Oh, and some notes. And then you can see some different color mixes that I did. So it tends to be that I play with a lot of colors in this. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to play with a snowman. All right, let me get this paint down here. We're going to play with a snowman, and it's a snowman that Emily is her first name. So this is like my sketch, okay? So that y'all can kind of see where I'm going with this. And the idea of what I'm going to do is going to be to paint the snowman, and he's supposed to be in a snow globe. All right, that's going to be the theme. So we will see how this is going to actually turn out. So let's see if I can move some of this over here. Okay? All right, so I'm going to use, see, I had a picture, but I couldn't get it to load on my, my computer. All right, so we're going to take two different blues, a light blue and kind of a medium-ish blue. And I think I want to use, which one do I want to use? This is turquoise. This is a baby blue. I think I'm going to go with the baby blue. This is a pearl. And I have a feeling I'm going to use a lot of paint because this mop brush is going to probably mop up a lot of paint. And I think I want the lighter blue. Oops, y'all can't see what I'm doing. All right, let me see how I'm going to make this happen because I may have to just kind of bring it in and out. All right, so there's my light blue. This is called Baby Blue. It's Deco Art Americana, and it's a pearl. And I thought that would be kind of fun. All right, and now what we're going to do is we're going to get some white. We're going to need lots of white because we are doing snow. I'm going to just do a big old puddle of it on there. Now remember, y'all, I'm a novice. I'm a novice at painting, so give me some grace. So here we go. So let me see if I can, no, it's just, I'm not going to be able to get, I mean, it's either going to be the pad that I'm painting on or the paint because this pad is just too big. All right, so I'm going to come in here and let me think what I want to do. I think I'm going to go with the white first, and then I'm going to dip in here with the blue and a little bit of the dark blue and probably some more of this white, and we're going to paint the background. All right, and she did like a wavy line, so I'm going to do like a wavy line. We're just going to get this background. Oh, and I got way more paint than I need. Grab. Yep, I didn't need near as much paint as I have, but that's okay. Probably should have gone all the way down and then get some white in here. I'm not used to working with this big of a palette. Get some more blue. Get the top of this. And then I'll probably come back and put some more white in here too. I'm not sure I like the wavy part of this, so I'm just going to kind of smooth this out. All right. Oh, I got stuff falling at my feet. All right, let's see what we got here, y'all. I want to grab just a little bit of this dark blue and mix some of this in here. All right. And she didn't take it all the way down because we're going to have some snow down there. All right, that's going to be my background. This is what we got. So now we're going to dry this. And then we're going to come back and we're going to put a snowy ground on here. Now, if you're working on a canvas, this is not going to buckle, but the paper's going to buckle. But that's okay. You can practice on cardboard if you don't have a mixed media pad. I can come up just a little bit. You can practice on cardboard. I don't like that sound at all. Oops. All right, so let me come in here. I'm not completely satisfied with this yet. I think I want a little bit more blue in here. Let me get some more white. Let's see what this is going to do. I want a little bit more blue over here. Oh, didn't need that much white. All right, let's see what this is going to do. All right, let's try this and see what we get. This is going to be fun. How you feeling, Lisa? I'm looking at my wonky sketch over here to see what I'm supposed to do next. We will see. I'm going to take and rinse my brush, get all that blue out of there because I'm going to go with white next. All right, let's see what we have here. Let me get my brush because now what I need to do is we're going to go in. All right, let me get this kind of dry. And we're going to come in here with some white. And we're going to do like a snowy background for the ground. Good thing I got lots of white, y'all. You need lots of white. All right, here we go. We're going to come in here. And we're going to make like a little hill for our snowman to sit on. All right, I'm going to dry that, and then I'm going to put another coat on here. Now remember, this is the first time you saw my pumpkin and how the pumpkin started and how the pumpkin ended up. So a lot of this is just so that we can kind of free ourselves up to, when we get ready to do an actual project, we have a little more confidence in what we're doing. I'm not expecting this to be anywhere near perfect, but I am expecting it to at least look like a snowman. All right, here we go. I'm going to cover up that blue. All right, so there's our background. I guess we could make it look smooth if we wanted to. And then after this, we're going to go in with our snowman. all have to start somewhere, right? Ooh, that's hot. All right, so now we've got to go in with, she said, all right, let me see what I have in this bag here. I think this is the brush I need. Hang on. This looks like the right brush. All right, so we're going to need some more paint, more white paint. I think I'm done with my mop brush, so I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to put more white paint down. And I'm going to take a round brush. And with the round brush, what we're going to do, this is where we're going to draw our snowman. I want his head to come about here. And I'm going to put a tree over to the side. All right, here we go, y'all. May need more than one coat on this. Just kind of pressing my, you can tell I've got lots of paint on my brush. Is it going to be big enough? I think I need to make this a little bit bigger. So just start with where you think where it needs to be, and just expand it. All right, that's looking better. I think if I do a middle one and then a head, just kind of keep. It doesn't have to be perfect, because remember that when you roll your snowman, whenever snowman you build in the snow, it's not perfect. But you do kind of want, I would think that we would want our edges to just be kind of crisp. All right, so there we go. So there's our bottom piece. Now we're going to start, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. I'm going to start out with a smaller circle. And then just add to it. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to dry these. All right. So far so good, y'all. Maybe a little tiny bit bigger. Rather than practice this offline, I wanted to practice this online so that y'all can kind of see what my thinking is as a beginner. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe a tiny bit bigger. So that those of you that are new don't feel so intimidated. I can't intimidate you when it comes to painting, that's for sure. Not yet. Maybe one day, but not yet. All right, so there's the middle. So now we're going to come up here with the head. And is that going to be big enough? I think that's a good middle. Maybe a little bit bigger. And this is a round brush, kind of a stiff brush. All right, that's better. All right, now we're going to come in here with the head. Same idea. I'm going to start out small and make it bigger. And just kind of go out from there. All right, I think he looks kind of cool there. All right. That looks kind of cool. All right, let's dry this and then we're going to put another layer on it. He looks pretty cute. Hey, Tammy. I'm painting the snowman scene. Oh, let me pull this back. muddled with this background, but that's okay because this is going to be practice. Remember that. We're going to go from our mixed media pad to probably a canvas panel. Or you could put it on glass, you know? All right, let's come in here and let's put another coat on here so that you can't see through him. And I'm just globbing it on here, y'all. Remember that if you want to get a nice crisp edge, you've got to have, you don't want, you know, a whole lot of paint on the brush, but you do want to have a good amount so that you can get, all right, here we go. We're going to come up in here. I'm just kind of going in a circle because I don't want to go up and down because then it's going to take away from the shape of what it's supposed to look like. All right, so there's our middle. Let's come back up here and get his head. And I went kind of outside there, but that's okay because I'm going to just come in here with some extra paint. Well, I'm going to tell y'all, don't expect a Picasso, because if you are, you're going to be disappointed. But you are going to get someone who's learning and willing to be vulnerable in front of you. All right, so this is what we have so far. We got a snowman, kind of like on a little hill. And now, let's see if I need one more color in here. A little bit more color. Now, she put some gray in here also, and I'll go through. Okay, so I'm going to do like a snow globe over this that's going to come around, I think, this way. So we'll see how that's going to turn out. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my brush again. And the next thing I want to try some of these new paints that I have, y'all. So I'm going to see what they do. So let me just get my brush clean. And I have like 3 different greens. I have a chromium oxide green, a phthalo green. This is the phthalo green. This is the chromium oxide. See how they're just a little bit different? And then this one is a Viridian green. I don't know what any of this means. I can't help you with that. I can just show you the colors. So there's like a light, a medium, and a dark green. And so what I'm going to do, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to throw a little bit of yellow in here too. So let me, I don't know how much to use. So let me try. Ooh, that's dark. All right, maybe we'll do the dark on the bottom. Let me see. I don't even know how this, ooh. Oh, this is nice. I guess y'all need to see what I'm doing. Okay. I don't know if that's, ooh. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw a line. Let's see here. If I want to go up or do I want to go down? That is the question. I got to draw a straight line and then I'm going to have the tree come out this way. So let's do the tree right here. Okay, it's not moving as much as I'd like for it to. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in here And the idea is, you know, this is kind of thicker than I'm used to working with, y'all. I'm going to do the dark on the base coat. And we're just going to kind of curve this. And as we go down, it's going to see how I'm just curving it? And we're going to want to cover up that middle. And then I'm going to come over top of it with some lighter greens. So we've got a snowman. He's next to the tree. I'll let you know what I think about this paint after I work with it a little bit. And we kind of want it to be symmetrical, not exactly the same, but kind of. Looks like the snowman's going to go into, the tree is going to go into the snowman, which is going to be okay because we can bring it back to the front. This paint smells good. Doesn't smell real chemically. I may have done the right amount here, y'all, for this first part. And this tree is going to kind of go off the paper. I think I want to throw some yellow when I get towards the top. What do I want to say? The top layers, not the top of the tree. All right, and what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of grabbing where that line was and pulling it out. And then as we get the variations of the colors in here, we will be able to, okay. All right, this is what I have so far, y'all. Hey, Brenda, come on in. All right, I'm trying something new tonight. Hoping that I encourage y'all to try something new. All right, so this is going to go in here. All right, let's come in here. All right, so that's for the dark. Now let's go in with this next color, green. This is the first time I've worked with this, so we're going to see what happens here. All right, just a little, ooh, boy, that comes out fast. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, I'm just going to use the same brush. That first green was, what was it? Viridian? I think it was the Viridian. Yeah. All right, that was the Viridian. Viridian green, professional. All right, this is a Gaffrey paint. All right, so now let's come in here. Let's see. It's not much different, but it's going to be more of a blue-green. So I'm going to just kind of put some of this in here. I think I'm going to come in with some different highlights. Maybe some. I need it much lighter. But that's okay because this is gonna add just a little bit more depth. As you vary your colors, that's what's going to give you more depth to your picture. All right, it's working. It's the first time I've done one of these trees. I'll get better. All right, so there we go. So I don't know if y'all can see any depth to that or not. See if I can turn this. So, All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to dry this because I don't want these colors to blend. I want to layer this. I don't like the way this smells. It smells like something's burning. Alright, so I like the addition of the blue-green. That was phthalo green. I think I want to throw some white in here. And I think I want to throw some yellow also. I'm not sure which yellow I want. I'm going to put just a little bit. Ooh, that's like really light. I may get another brush for that. All right, so let's see here. All right, let me rinse this because I want to go lighter. I don't know, maybe I should have gone lighter first. That may have been a better choice, but here we are, right? All right, so I kind of want to, all right, let me do this third green. Oh, I've got to open all of these because, like I said, this is the first time I've used it. I got a whole bunch of them. I've been buying this over time. And I got a little bit here and a little bit there. I don't know. I've been months. All right. Let's try this green here. See what this is going to do. This is chromium oxide green. Can't help you with what that means. I have no idea. All right, well, it's kind of like a little more. All of these are different variations of evergreens. This is probably my least favorite of the colors, but I think when it's all blended together, it'll be good. And then I want to come in with like maybe some yellow or something and some white highlights. This is fun. I think y'all should try this. I think you'd like this. All right. So now we've got just another color. I don't know. There we go. You see that? All right. And so now let me go in. I'm going to keep my brush with the green on it. And I'm going to I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to keep the green that's in there because I'm going for more of like a lime green. I don't want yellow. And so I'm going to take just a little bit of this. Well, maybe a lot. And I'm going to throw a little bit of white in here. All right, I'm going to go for just another little bit more of the green. Darken this up just a little bit. And you see I keep rolling the brush because I want it to have a tip on it when I use it. I'm rolling it on purpose. All right, so let's see here. Do I want to throw a little bit of this in here? Why not? Let's try it and see what happens. Ooh, it's like a blue spruce. All right, that may have not been the best, but I don't know. It's kind of nice. All right, let me grab some more of this. I like this color over here. All right, so I guess the idea is a little is supposed to go a long way. I don't want it quite that oceany looking. I may have to start over. Let's grab some of this. This is good. All right, like I said, I'm rolling this on purpose. Let me grab some of this really, really dark green. All right, this should be good. Let's see what we're going to do with this. Remember, this is our practice, so this is where we play. This is where we're going to play. All right, so we're going to come in here, and I want to add some lighter highlights. Ooh, I think I need a smaller brush. Hold on. I think a smaller brush is in order. I think I should get, all right, let me pull these out and see what I got. That one. This one is smaller, but it's not as small as I'd like. So let me just pull these out of here. This one might be good. These are too fat. All right. Let me grab, where's the one I picked up? This one here. I think this one is going to be better. Let's try it. All right, let's see what we get. Roll that tip. Yeah, that's better. All right, so the moral of the story is as you come out to the top layers, you want to lower. You want to start with a like a bigger brush and work your way out with a smaller brush. So we're going to vary the colors, and we're going to vary the size of the brush. And I'm just kind of curving this. It's looking pretty good. All right, so I can already see some things that I would do differently. Number one, I would move my snowman over a little bit more, or I would have made him smaller. Can you see the different colors? Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to use some yellow highlights and maybe some white. Probably, because we could like add some snow. And I will say there is an element of being on camera that makes a difference too. All right, so there is that. I like that. All right, so I'm going to rinse that brush, and I'm going to rinse this brush. I'm going to take my small brush again. And see if I've got something else that, this little guy here looks pretty good. He's even smaller. Okay, that's like a liner brush. All right, I'm going to keep him out. All right, so now, actually, these are pretty close. This one's a little bit smaller. All right, so I'm going to come in. Let's see what this yellow is going to do, y'all. It's kind of a golden yellow. Let's see what that's going to do. And I'll show you how much I used. I didn't use very much at all. See how little I put on there? The yellow right here. All right, so we're going to do that. So I'm going to just take just a little bit of yellow. maybe. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm just getting a little bit in here and I'm rolling the tip of this. I'm not getting, this may not be the right brush. Just trying to find some random, because the light is going to be, you know, out where, not so much in the middle, but think about, so when you're looking at nature, just go out. This is what I do, is I go out and I see, what does God do? How did he create things? And he didn't put the lightest part of the tree in the middle. It's going to be like out on these tips where the light can get to them. I'm just getting just some little pieces of the light. And of course, the more I practice this, the easier it's going to get, and the better I'm going to get at it. And then I'm going to come in with some white. Okay. Some sparkles of light. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm not even going to worry about, now see, this is much thinner paint, so this is going to go, all right, we're going to do, ooh, don't want that, quite that much. I'm just doing some small strokes, peaks of light, and I'm mixing in the white with all of the, now you could make this a snowy tree if you wanted to. I will say that the craft paint kind of flows a little bit easier, and since I am not an experienced painter. All right, now what we're going to do next is we're going to go in and we're going to put some little like Christmas balls on this. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, tell me what you think. All right, can you see it? Well, let's see if I can get it in the screen. See how it's starting to take shape? See the different pops of color? All right, so now let me rinse my brush. I don't need that one. And I need a smaller, maybe this one? All right, hang on. Let me see if I have a smaller round brush, y'all. That one's too big. Maybe this one. This one's smaller. All right, let me use this one. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with some little red balls. So now I need my red. All right, how do I want to mix this? All right, I'm gonna need All right, and we'll come back over, and I'm going to come back over, and we're going to put the tree behind the snowman. I probably should bring that out more, though. Let me see what this looks like if I do that. I think that'll work. All right, so let's see what we're going to do with our red, y'all. All right, we've got to open all of these up. I'll tell you the colors here in just a minute. All right, what I'm going to do, all right, I had a feeling I was going to do this with this tray, so this is what I'm going to use this tray for. All right, I got this tray, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this off, and I'm going to put this over here so that I don't stick my arm in it, because I'm notorious for doing that. All right, let's see what we got. This is alizarin crimson, and this is cadmium red light hue. All right, I'm going to show you what I have here in just a minute. And then I don't know if I'm going to use the quinacridone red or not, but I'm going to put some on here just in case I do. Ooh, I like that red. Ooh, I like that red. I really like that red. Maybe I like that red. Maybe I'll have a little bit more of that. Now, the company that makes these paints does a lot of like heavy-bodied paints. So that's why, one of the reasons why their stuff is so thick. All right, so let's see how I want to do. Ooh, I like that red. I'm not even sure I want to mix this. This doesn't move as... all right, hold on a minute. This is probably not what you're supposed to do, but I think, all right, this is called cherry red. I think I'm going to add a little bit of this to this. See if y'all can see this. I'm going to add a little bit of this together, just so that it flows a little bit better. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more of this in here. All right, because we're going to do his scarf. All right, what do we need? We need the Christmas balls on the tree and the scarf at some point. All right, I like that. I wonder what would happen. So let's try this. If we added a little bit of this to this. Ooh, that's pretty dark. It's darker than I want it to be. All right, so what happens if we add this? That's a little orange. All right, so this is the color I like. And that is the quinacridone. All right, we're going to put a little bit more of this in here. Red. I like that. This is my favorite red, I think. All right, we're going to just mix that. I mixed that with the cherry red because we're going to need some more of this. And it just, what this did was just make it so it's a little bit more fluid. All right, I like that red. Just a tiny bit more of this. I'm going to just mix this up. All right, here we go. Going for the Christmas balls on the tree. All right, here we go, y'all. Let me see if I can. I'm wondering if I need a smaller brush or if I need one that is more controlled. Hold on. That one's kind of... all right, let's go for it. Let's just go for it. Let's see what happens. All right, let me show you what I'm doing. I don't know if y'all can see this. I'm just kind of practicing to see if my brush is going to do what I want it to do. All right, here we go, y'all. All right, there's a Christmas ball. There's a Christmas ball. Just kind of putting some of these on the tree. Maybe one up at top. One over here. Just kind of decorate your Christmas tree. Now, at this point, another thing that you could do is you could actually, like little buttons, you could put red buttons on here for the balls. That would be cute. Or, you know, something else that is, you know, three-dimensional. That would be fun. And we'll do one down here and one over here. And I feel like we need to put like some kind of star or something up top, but I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. So here we go. All right, let me show you what I have so far. We've got our Christmas tree decorated. And then, so now what we need to do is we need to go over, where is my big brush that we use for the snowman? And I guess, should I do, all right, hold on a minute. I'm gonna put this in this cup right here so that it'll hold up. All right, so we're gonna come in here with our white. This is my big brush. All right, we're gonna come in here with our white. And we're gonna just go over. Let's go a little bit of yellow in it. Let me get a clean brush. Clean brush, clean brush. I'll try this one. Okay. And we're going to bring that tree behind the snowman. And I may have to do more than one coat. Same thing over here. We're going to take and we're going to bring the snowman forward. By painting over the branches. I bought a new heat gun, and the way this thing is acting up today, I think I'm going to pull it out and see what we do. I don't want to take any chances of this thing being on fire. All right, let's do another coat on this, because it did not cover it. Must be some yellow near that. That's the second time that it's looked more yellow. I have to get some clean white. All right, let me rinse this. Must be a little bit of yellow there because it's kind of yellowy. Don't eat the yellow snow, right? All right, let's try it again. That's better. We don't want a yellow snowman. Okay, and then notice that I'm going in a circle. I'm not going back and forth like this. Y'all may not need to be told that, but I probably would. I did not like to color as a kid. I liked paint because I could fill stuff in quickly. All right, we're going to add some gray to this snowman too. I'm going to put some gray over here on the side for a shadow. All right, we're going to take and we're going to fill this in. Fill that in. All right, so now we have our tree behind the snowman. And we're going to dry this. I'm thinking that now may be a good time to bring the gray in. And, oops, I'm going to pull all these little things off of here. And give a little bit of a shadow before we start doing. And I'll show you what I did. I'll bring this palette over here. We need to give him a hat. So we'll get some black out. All right, so all I did was put a little bit of gray right here. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to take a little tiny bit of gray and some of this white. We don't need much. I'm hoping you can see this. Yeah, you can. Just a hint of gray. And what we're going to do is this is going to give us a little bit of a shadow. Maybe just a hint more. And then kind of down along the bottom. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Just kind of like a C. I'm going to do a little bit of gray over here. That's going to be where the shadow is. And a little bit on his face. Okay, and then we're going to come in and we are going to blend this together. And this is why I think God taught me how to blend. When I asked God to teach me how to paint, and he started me with blending backgrounds. All right. And the piece that I did last night, it was like blending all different sections, okay? And then I'm going to come back over this with a little bit more white. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of, just a little bit hints of gray and pops of gray. All right. And then I think I want to do just some variations of gray down here at the bottom. Give it some dimension. I may even come in here with some, I don't know, something. Okay? All right, this is what we have so far. We're going to start putting a face on him. He's got like a little bit of shadow coming over here. All right. So now, all right, what do I want to do next? So next, just kind of blend this. Let me rinse this. Okay, remember this is your practice. If you don't have a mixed media pad, then get some cardboard. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to give him a hat. So let's get some black. Oh, I didn't bring the black over here. I had some black. Hang on a minute. I got some black down here, I think. Somewhere. I actually have two blacks. All right, so we're going to use this black because I think it'll... Let's go there, there. All right, let's get some black. Gotta open it up. I'm kind of excited about these paints, y'all. All right, here we go. A little bit of black. And now we're going to go in and we want this to stay wet because we're going to use this for his scarf. All right, put that over there. All right, so let's give him a hat first. So let's come in here. I'm going to save this for in case I need more gray. And do I want this brush or this brush? All right, hang on, y'all. I got to figure out what brush I want. I don't think I want that one yet. I'd like a nice, smaller size round brush if I have one. I don't see one. How about... see what this one does. All right, let's just give it a go. Let's see what happens. I don't like that really. I don't like that brush. This one's no. I need like something in between. Let me see. Huh. All these brushes, you think I have the right one, right? What I'm looking for is another size. All right, this one will work. This might work. All right, let's try this one. I'm looking for round brushes because they're kind of like good for like drawing. And I may need, I think I'm going to water this down just a smidgen with some more black, just so that this will flow a little bit easier. This is better. And we're going to do his hat. And I'm going to roll this. Can y'all see me rolling it? Because I want to get a tip on it. All right, I'm going to give him just a traditional hat here. Try that again. There we go. All right, and then we're going to come up here and we are going to, I'm looking at my little sketch that I had. I'm going to give him, oh, y'all can't see, can you? All right, here we go. I'm going to start small, and if I need it to be bigger, I can make it bigger. But I can't make it smaller because there ain't going to be anything that's going to cover this black easily. Okay. And, all right, so let me tell you what I like about the mix of these two blacks. So this is the Americana Lamp Black by Deco Art. And this is the Gaffrey Mars Black. This is a lot more opaque. And anyway, so I'm getting good coverage with this. The Americana, what it did was it just made this a little bit more fluid. I'm not sure this was the right brush to use, but it's what I got. But this is nice and opaque, so it's like I'm really getting one coat with this. I need a better brush. Let's try this one and see what happens. Let's see if this makes a difference. Yeah. All right, let's see. Do we need, I think that's going to be good. This has got a nice tip on it. Remember, this is our practice, and we still want to make it the best we can make it, even if it's our practice. And then we just get better from there. All right, I feel like this needs to have a little bit of a curve to it. Okay. All right, so that's his hat. Does it look big enough? I think maybe it needs to come out a little bit further. All right, hang on. I'm not happy with it yet. I'm going to bring this over. All right, let me get a little bit more of this lamp black in here. And mix this together. Okay. Let's see what that's going to do. It's kind of more over the middle of the snowman. All right, and we're going to bring this around. Bring this around. Still trying to decide which brush I like the best. All right, well, that's not bad. All right, so we're going to go with this for the hat. Sometimes you can see, I can see it better. All right, so now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to come in here and, all right, we're going to rinse that brush out. And we're going to do his eyes, his mouth, and then we'll come back and do his nose. I could use some more clean water. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back of my brush and we're going to give him his eyes. Let's see. And now we're going to do his mouth. Notice that I'm offloading each time that I'm touching the black so that, well, he's got a big old smile on his face. All right, so there we go. And now we're going to give him some, actually, I think I'm going to go back now and we're going to do, let me get my red brush. And we're going to give him a scarf. And we're going to do like a C on one side and a backward C on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to come down here and kind of give him some tails. Give this a scarf. All right, then we're going to come down. I'm thinking we better do his buttons next. Let me do his buttons next. And then we can paint over the buttons if we need to. All right, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to make these a little bit bigger. All right, so what I'm finding for my level of painting is that I like a mix of the Gaffrey and the Americana. The Gaffrey is more opaque, it has more pigment in it. Okay. That's good. I think his buttons are crooked, but it is what it is. All right, so we are going to come back over this. We will need to dry this. All right, so let me dry this. Give him a nose. I think we're going to use this, what's it called? cadmium red light for the nose. And then once we get our snowman done, we're going to put a globe over him. That's where we're going to go next with this. All right, so we need to, all right, so we're going to take, I probably need a bigger brush for this. Let me try a bigger brush. I think this size is better. Let's try it and see what happens. All right, so here we go. We're going to come in. This is a mix of the cherry and the quinacridone red. All right, let me get my brush loaded up. And we're going to take and come. How did we do this? All right, we're going to do, it's kind of make his scarf blowing in the wind. And I'm glad I did the buttons first. I'm almost thinking that almost a flat brush may have been good for this, but here we are. Something's not right with the way his scarf is wrapped around his head, so I'll have to go back and check out Emily's page and see what I need to do differently. All right, let's see if this is dry. All right, let me do one more layer on this. One more layer on this. One more layer on this. Okay. All right, so next thing he's going to need is a nose. So let's give him a nose. All right, I think we're good with the scarf. I should have gotten 2 things of water, y'all. What is that? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. All right, so now we need a smaller brush. I'm going to use this guy here, and I'm just going to use this quinacridone, what is it called? Cadmium red, and it's like a almost like a. All right, we're going to do like a. I need to give a tip on this. All right, let's see. I need a really, really, really fine brush. Maybe this one. This one going to be fine enough? I'll find out here in a minute. I need a little bit of orange. Let me get a little bit of orange in here and mix it together. I'm learning, y'all. Okay, so this is my preference. I definitely like a mix. Oh, this is good. Definitely need a finer brush. Don't need all of this, but I just want it to be. All right, so I'm learning amounts, how much I need to use, how much I need to mix. I'm just kind of things that are going through my head as I am painting. All right, let's get this on here. There we go. I've got to find a better brush for his nose. Not sure what that is. Almost need like a really, really loose paint that is, okay, there's his nose. I think we need to put some snow or something on his hat. Alright, let's see what else do we need on here. Now, you know what'd be cute is some holly leaves. Wouldn't that be cute? How are we going to get that on there? We got to have a really good brush for that. Alright, let's see what we got. I need a really good kind of a holly leaf, and I think it's going to have to be almost kind of runny. So the question is, how are we going to do boom, 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 boom. I think holly leaves would be nice, but I have no clue. Oh, here's a little teeny tiny brush. Maybe this is what I need. That might work. I'm thinking maybe we ought to just go with some snow, and I'll practice some. Uh-oh. Oh, no. What did I do? Huh. Oh, well. Good thing it's practice, right? All right, so we're going to come in here with some white. And let's put some snow on his hat. Be kind of like up on his top of his hat, right? Maybe some on his front of his hat. I'm not quite sure how you make snow look like. Yeah, there we go. It needs to go that way. All right, and then we're going to just kind of draw some lines. All right, so there's that. Now what we're going to do, now we need a big brush, and this is where we are going to draw our snow globe. So let me get a bigger brush. Which one do I want? This is a good one. Okay. Thinking, oh, this has got red in it. I don't know. Oh, this one here. What is this one? This was the one. What do we use this for? Maybe I didn't use it for anything. All right, I'm going to get some clean white over here. All right, here we go, y'all. We're going to draw. We're going to draw the snow globe. Let's see what we got. All right, how am I going to do this? Let me see. All right, so I am going to I want to go. That wasn't too bad. That's not too bad. This is going to be our snow globe. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, this is what we have so far. We got to see how we're getting our snow globe in here. Okay. And we're going to bring this around. Wow. Okay, y'all. This is coming together. It is coming together. Going to bring it on around. Wow, I like it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Okay, this is what we have so far. I got to practice on the snowman. I got the snow globe. All right, so now, oh, I know what we need to do. We need to take, and we need to put the base of the snow globe. All right, let me see. This white, we need to just kind of make this a little bit more white here. There. All right. I'll come back with that in a minute. Okay, so I like that so far. So I am going to, I think what I want to do is do a few like reflections. All right, let me get the arc of the kind of like the reflection of the glass. Okay, I like that one arc. This one's not. Okay, I'm not sure if that was right or not, but anyway, we got that. Okay, so now the next thing is we're going to come in here. I'll leave the white, and we're going to come in with our red, and we are going to, may need to get a little bit more in here. Oh, I didn't want that much, but here we are. Okay, I'm going to just show you what I did. I just stuck my hand in it. All right, just stirring up some of this. All right, here we go. And now what we're going to do, stick your hand in the paint again, is we are going to take, and we are going to, this is going to be like the base. And I think it's going to come about right. Okay, here we go, y'all. Right here. This is going to be the base of the snow globe. Looks like I'm going to use almost all of this. Wow. Okay, look at it. It's coming together, y'all. Looking like a snow globe. I'm getting excited. I hope y'all are excited with me. Oh my goodness. I am getting excited. This is so cute. All right, let's see what else we can do. All right, so there is that. I feel like I should just go ahead and paint this. Oh, get that glob of paint off of there. Wow. Oh, I love it. I am loving it, loving it, loving it. Okay, now let's do a little bit of detail here. It looks like that's... All right, this is what we have so far, y'all. Is it looking like a snow globe? Tell me what you think. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, you know what I need? I don't know if this pen is going to be fine enough. I need like some silver. This is not, oh, there we go. All right, let's see what I'm going to get with this. All right, let's do this. Let's do some silver dots in here. Okay, and then I'm going to take this fine line. This is where I would probably do better with, this is white. What was I going to do with this? Oh, you know what? Ooh, sticking my hand in it. See, there I go. All right, let me dry this. Not bad for a rookie, huh? Oh, I am so excited to try this again. I think I need to practice on the snowman a little bit. Need some kind of star or something at the top of the tree. Oh, I wanted white because I was going to put some white in his eyes. I am so excited, y'all. All right, let's put some white in his eyes. What do I need to put this on? Let's see if I can start this. This is a Posca acrylic paint pen. All right, this is a really, really fine one. All right, so we're going to do some of this in his eyes. And then I'm going to come in here. Where did the other pen go that I just had? All right, what did I do with it? Here it is. And what I want to do is, all right, let me see if this is started. I don't think it is. Oh. All right, so what was I going to do? Oh, it's going to put, oh, that's the wrong color. Let's see if I have like an orange or something, dark orange, or even a red. Let's do a red. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on his nose. Ooh, I just threw that all over the place, including my hand. All right, here we go. Let's see if this is gonna... Nope, it's not gonna be the right color. I think I need to do just add some black highlights to it. Let me dry it. Here we go. Let's try this and see if I can get just some little spots on his nose. That in the water. All right, and then I think we should put like some like just some little highlights. I almost feel like his eyes should be bigger, y'all. All right, hang on. I'm going to make his eyes a little bit bigger. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Okay, his eyes look better. So let me wipe this off. And we're going to dry it, and then we're going to put some white in his eyes. I feel like I want to take some gray. I feel like I want to take some gray and kind of like go around his body, but first I want to get some white in his eyes. And all right, let's see if we can. All right, this is what I should have done with the snow for his hat. Just use this Posca pen. Okay? All right, so there's that. And you know what? I probably could go add some highlights in here with this pen. I like that. This is like a 1mm pen. Yeah, this is better. Oops, I gotta be careful not to go up. I'm gonna add some snow to the tree. Just kind of adding some fine detail. I think I like using this Posca pen for the fine detail more than the actual paintbrush. And it's just probably because I'm not as well versed with the paintbrush. All of this is new to me. Okay. Huh. And it's just layers, basically, is what we're doing. It's just one layer after another. Y'all, this is so much fun. So much fun. Wow, 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 wow. I could just keep going and going and going like the ever ready bunny, huh? All right, so there's that. So now what I want to do, I kind of want to do, all right, let's see what this is going to do. I kind of want to, all right, this was the white. I think I need to get some water with that. And I'm thinking we should put some like sprinkles or something, but we need to do something down here. And I'm not quite sure what that is yet. All right, so let me get another paper towel. Probably shouldn't do that on your project. Get this started and see what kind of color. That's going to be gray. All right, so I am thinking is just kind of go along the edges like this, just to kind of define this. Oh, did it again. All right, work from the top to the bottom, y'all. Don't do like I do. All right, so now I need something, maybe some white along his hat, just to kind of define it. Yeah. Okay. All right, and so now we need something on his scarf. Where's my silver pen? Maybe we'll add some silver. Ooh, that's a lot of silver. Don't need that much silver. All right, let's add some silver on his scarf. It didn't dry very fast. All right, and maybe some silver in here. I think that's good for that. Three lines is good. All right, and what else? All right, so I know what I want to do next. All right, so let me dry this. Y'all, I'm getting excited. Not thrilled with the proportion of his hat. I'm not quite sure what his hat needs, so I'll have to look at some snowman hats and see where we go with it. All right, so the next thing, or one of the last things, that's got green in it. Maybe we need, what is this? Purple and blue. That may not be bad. All right, that's going to be last. I want to do this last. And that's going to put like some glittery stuff in here. All right, so the next thing I want to do is we are going to get, that's going to go in there. I'm going to get a fan brush. Oh, this has paint on it. And we're going to add some water. Let me get one of these little cups. And we're going to add a little bit of water in here. And we're going to take this white paint, hopefully not with the red mixed in with it. Okay. All right, I think this will work. I think this will be runny enough. All right, so now, hold on a minute. Hold your horses, because we need to cover up everything else. And I think the other thing I want to do is get like some modeling paste or whatever it's called. All right, here we go, y'all. What to do with it? All right, we're going to take this and we are going to hopefully not mess this up. All right, let's see if this is going to, may not be enough water. All right, hold on. Hang on. Let's see if this is going to work. Yep. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. This is better. Okay, let me get some more on here. All right, let's see what we got. Kind of like the sprinkles. I wish I had some silver. But I'm going to try something else on top of this too. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, we're going to put that in the water. I'm going to lift this up. All of this up. Hey, Shantae, how are you? Look at my painting. I'm a first-time painter of this. Isn't that so cute? He's got a ways to go. This is my prototype before I put it on canvas. All right, so now I need to dry this. Y'all, I'm so excited. I know the snowman needs help, okay? I will practice. All right, hold on a minute, because I'm going to get, let me get these, see if there's what else is here. Because I want to do, I think what I want to do is I want to go over this. This is called Dragonfly Glaze. Have y'all used Dragonfly Glaze before? I'm thinking I want to go over this, and it should give it like a sparkle. Remember, this is our prototype before we do anything else. Or should we do the snowman? Maybe we should we just do the snowman? I don't know. We'll see. We're going to play with it. We'll start with the snowman and see what else we want to do. All right, so the other thing that I want to do is I want to look and see. So hang on. I want to see what kind of, oh, you know what I could do? Oh, I think I got an answer. Hold on. I've got glass beads. What's it called? Yeah, glass bead gel. That might be the thing to do. Maybe that's what we need. This is it, y'all. This is what we need. All right, so what do I want to do down here? Hold on, because I think I want to do like something textured here. Not sure what. That's kind of gray looking. So I don't want to do that. Very thick. Don't want to do that. I don't want to do gesso. Molding paste. Ugh. This is kind of gray. Maybe I want to do the glass beading gel. All right, let's do that. Let me see. I think I brushed this on. Dries in highly reflective texture. That's what we want. All right, so I'm going to use a Mod Podge brush. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's see what's going to happen. I think we need to hit the snowman. I think we need to hit all of this. And then all of this will reflect. Oh, and I did it again. Start at the top. Don't start at the bottom like I do. All right, and I'm going to follow this like a circle. So that it kind of looks like the glass dome. I don't know. Something needs to happen down here at the bottom, and I don't know what it is yet. All right, we're going to dry this. Oh my gosh, y'all. I am getting excited. All right, so what I have learned, okay, the paints that I use, the new paints, I do want to kind of water them down a little bit so they're not quite so thick. All right, now, if this turns out the way I'm expecting it to turn out, we should have a highly reflective snow globe. Oh, this is so exciting. I had no idea where this was going to go when I started, y'all. You just never know. You got to just step out and try the new stuff. Okay, and I'm going along the bottom the same way as a circle. I think I need to do the bottom too. Always when I say your name, Shantae, I was like, hey, 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 Shantae. I love your name. Is there any history behind your name? Why your parents named you Shantae? I'll tell you the story about mine. My mom knew that I was going to be a boy. And, you know, back in that day, I'm 66, back in that day, they named the boy, you know, they went to the hospital with a boy and a girl name. Well, my mom didn't have a girl name, and she was just so determined that I was going to be a boy. And anyway, okay, this is going to be cool. So we're going to just highlight that, but I need to do something over here, and I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, so when I ended up being a girl, either the doctor or nurse said, you know, what do you want to name her? And she just said Julie. And I don't know where, it just came off the top of her head. And anyway, and then they said, well, what do you want for a middle name? And she said, Anne. Well, it wasn't until I was like a few weeks old that maybe a month or two. Can't ask my mom anymore because she's up with Jesus. But anyway, she said, Ann. And it wasn't until my first baby was a boy. And didn't. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, I think it was her mom or someone said, well, do you realize that you named your first daughter and your second daughter with the same middle name? She hadn't even realized it. So my sister and I have the same middle name. She's Elizabeth Ann and I'm Julie Ann. But funny. Okay, let me see what we got here, y'all. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to do the real thing now. And just add all kinds of fun stuff to this. All right, so let's see what we got. Something needs to happen over here. Not sure what yet. And I'm going to put a few more of these glass beads over here. All right, you know what? I'm not going to put it on here, but when I do the one that's going to be like on a canvas panel or something. Oh, how cute. I got to practice on the snowman. The snowman's, he needs a little bit of help, but look at that. Y'all, for someone who doesn't paint, I am so excited about this. I can see where a lot of different lessons that I've been having, that I've been taking. The scarf needs help. The snowman needs help. I like it. That's my husband calling. So what do y'all think? How about that? So I practiced with some new paints, Gaffrey art material. They're kind of a medium bodied paint, very highly pigmented. And I kind of mixed them. Thanks for the hearts. Isn't that cool? Does it look like a snow globe to y'all? It looks like one to me because I know it's supposed to be one. But I thought that the circle around the snowman was going to be difficult, but that was actually probably, oh, thanks, Shantae. The circle around the snowman was a whole lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. Now, the last thing that I thought about doing, but it's not dry, and I may just leave it alone, was, where is it? I was thinking about putting this dragonfly glaze on it. I'm going to wait till this dries. But I may just leave it alone. Because I think having the glass beads in this is going to make it look more like, you know, there's stuff falling in the snow globe. But I don't want to put it on the outside. Because I want the snow globe to be highlighted. Alright, let's get this guy dry. All right, so in the tree we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 greens, a yellow, a mixture of yellow and greens, red, and did I say white? So we used 7 different colors on the tree and layered it. So that's how we got that look there. And then the snowman is white with some gray highlights, outlines. And then the scarf, which I need to find the right brush for that. And then the hat, I think his hat needs help. I'm not quite sure what it needs. If anybody has a suggestion, feel free. Hey, Carol, if anyone has a suggestion of what to do with the hat, bigger, taller, wider, please give me your suggestions because I'm learning too. And I know that tree, isn't that now I think the next time I make this, I'll probably make the snowman a little bit shorter and I'll move him over more a little bit this way so that the tree can be wider. I'll have to catch the replay to see. Okay. Yeah, it's basically, yeah, watch it because it's layered. I started with the darkest green first and then got lighter as I came out to the outside branches is kind of the gist of it. But I think the snowman needs to be smaller than the tree instead of higher than the tree. And I think the snowman needs to be a little bit smaller for proportions. But this is the first time I did it. I watched somebody, Emily, and I can't remember her last name. I'm going to put her name up at the top because she does all kinds of tutorials with art and everything. I just love watching her, and I was like, I really want to start, instead of logging different things and saving links, I need to just try it. So I did this pretty much from memory because I was hoping to have a picture that I could watch while I did it. But so instead what I did was I started with, I'll show y'all, I just did, so you can see how I draw, I just did a rough sketch of the tree and the snowman and, you know, his little scarf and everything. But you can see he's shorter than the tree, but I still think he needs to be a little bit smaller. So anyway, I'm going to play with it, and the next time that I make this, I'm going to put it on some kind of canvas, and we'll go from there. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had fun. If you're just hopping on, go back and watch the replay. What time did I come on? I think I know I've been over an hour. But anyway, this was fun. All right, I love you. Have a great weekend. I will not be on tomorrow or Sunday. I'll be back Monday. And I love you, but Jesus loves you the most. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.